Their first driver's title was won in 1952 by Alberto Ascari. Considered one of F1's most dominant and best-loved champions, he drove the iconic Ferrari 500 and defended his title the year after. It was Juan Manuel Fangio in his Ferrari 250 who secured the team's next driver's title in 1956. Remember, he was world champion 5 times with 4 different teams. Mike Hawthorne, Phil Hill and John Surtees also won titles for Ferrari in the 50s and 60s, and the cars back then were beautiful, and they even sounded great, didn't they? Anyway, Ferrari went 11 years without winning a title until Niki Lauda won in 1975 in the iconic 312T. Throughout much of the 80s and 90s, though, Ferrari looked like they'd never go all the way again. The Professor Alain Prost came pretty close in 1990, but lost out to his bitter rival and former teammate at McLaren, Ayrton Senna. It was only when John Todt recruited a swathe of staff from outside of Italy, including Michael Schumacher, that the glory days returned 21 years after their last driver's title. The turn of the century saw the prancing horse sprint to an unprecedented 5 consecutive championship doubles. And after Schumacher left, Kimi Raikkonen reclaimed the driver's title immediately. But despite employing 1,500 people, the Iceman remains the last Ferrari world champion. So, 16 constructors' titles, 7 more than McLaren, and 15 drivers' titles, 4 more than, again, McLaren. Ferrari are truly Formula One's top team. Forza Ferrari.
Good morning, Katie Shanahan here on talkSPORT with Early Sports Breakfast. Good to have your company this Monday morning. I'll be on until 6 a.m. when Super Ali McCoist is back on talkSPORT Breakfast for the first time this year. He'll be on with the fabulous Jeff Stelling. Really looking forward to seeing both of them. They will be reflecting on a huge weekend of FA Cup upsets. It was so good, wasn't it? Building up to the EFL Cup semi-finals as well. And speaking to motorsport legend, 1996 Formula One world champion Damon Hill is on breakfast this morning. But for the next hour, we're going to be looking back over a magical weekend in the FA Cup where 124 goals were scored across the weekend. There was the biggest upset in FA Cup history as non-league Macclesfield knocked out the holders Crystal Palace. Macclesfield are 117 places below Palace, and just a reminder about how good this competition is. I'd love to hear from you this morning. Get involved in the show. You can let me know what you're up to, what you've been up to over the weekend, or where you're listening to us as well. In the last show, we heard from people in Australia, Thailand and South Africa. So wherever you're listening, get involved in the show. The number to call is 03717 223344, or you can text me 81089. Right, let's get into it. And it's a very good morning to producer Nick. Hello.
What a weekend.
You? What a weekend of FA Cup action. 124 goals. And there were plenty of weekend banger goals, weren't there?
There were. I know we're contractually obliged to say it was a magic weekend in the FA Cup, but it
actually was.
It really was. I was doing my cooking on Saturday, listening to talkSPORT. Jim Proudfoot and Andy Townsend were incredible on commentary for that Macclesfield win over Crystal Palace. As soon as you saw that frozen pitch and the keepers in the caps, you knew that something maybe was up. And credits as well to John Rooney, who, you know, started his career at Macclesfield. I think he did play in Everton youth team with Wayne, didn't he? And his brother was there to see it. And, you know, he's not going to have to live in his brother's shadow. He's always going to have that little slice of football history. So, wicked. John Rooney and Paul Dawson, I think the captain, is on breakfast this morning.
Yes, can't wait to hear from him. I love that the owner also afterwards was like, right, we're off to Ibiza after that. I'm sure the celebrations were just absolutely amazing in Macclesfield that night.
On the subject of Ibiza, we thought we'd go over some weekend bangers.
Very good. What was your favourite goal of the weekend?
Well, Danny Welbeck's was nice, wasn't it?
That was good against his former club.
Who's the guy?
He took it so well. He's 35 and he's banging in goals like that. So impressive.
It's a World Cup year.
It is.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Who's that guy, Birch, for Exeter?
Yes, that was good. Especially when they were, like 8-0 down at that point?
I think they were 9-0 down, and he went and picked the ball up and sort of, I think it must have been muscle memory, ran back to maybe we can get another 8 goals here, lads.
Here we go. Can't get much worse than this, and then scores a worldie.
But in terms of technique, I think my favourite goal was that Callum Hudson-Odoi chest. The ball's come over his right shoulder. He's chested it across himself and then volleyed it. Not quite Van Basten style, but similar into the far top left corner. Obviously, Forrest got knocked out. Good work, Wrexham. But I think that Hudson-Odoi goal was maybe my favourite of the week.
Okay, so that's your weekend banger. I am going with the Stoke goal from Lamine Cisse. I mean, he just takes that so well. Like, from such a distance.
Yeah.
Just on the volley and then just smashes it into the top right-hand corner. So that is my weekend banger.
Also, did you see him knee slide into Frank Lampard's technical area?
Yeah, just to add to it as
Mark
well.
Robbins as well, who Coventry got rid of, watching on. Scenes.
Yeah. Scenes. Okay, so do you agree with me or Nick? Do you think that Callum Hudson-Odoi's goal was the best of the weekend? Or do you think that Cisse's goal surely got to be the best of the weekend? Absolutely amazing. And we would love to hear from you if you think there's other weekend bangers, your favourite goals from the FA Cup action. Please let us know. 03717 223344, or you could text me 81089, and we will reveal the winner with a song of our choice, aren't we, Nick?
5:45.
5:45. Are we going to reveal the song?
The winner gets to play their favourite song.
The winner gets to win their favourite song. So you guys can choose, and I will. The winner will be whoever texts, however many texts we get in the most, isn't it?
I've gone for for sure. Get in touch. I've gone for a bit of AC/DC because we've got Super Ali McCoy's back on the show today, so he might get to hear that at 5:45 if you vote for Callum Hudson-Odoi. That's all I'm saying.
But if you vote for Cisse, you get a little bit of disco. You get Earth, Wind and Fire September, so you can have a little boogie. So are you going to vote for Cisse or Callum Hudson-Odoi? Let us know. 03717 223344. Right, thank you, Nick.
Cheers.
Now, let's just recap the FA Cup action then. A really brilliant weekend, wasn't it? With a huge upset, the biggest one of all time, arguably, with non-league Macclesfield knocking out the holders Crystal Palace, as well as Wrexham beating him Nottingham Forest on Friday. And here's how it all sounded on talkSPORT.
Okonkwo saves, and Wrexham have knocked Nottingham Forest out of the FA Cup. Macclesfield, who 5 years ago didn't even exist as a football club, have knocked the holders out.
Keep Bournemouth in the FA Cup. Right-footed forward, he goes, saved! Saved by Aaron Ramsdale, the hero of the shootout.
They have their moment, and what a moment for 19-year-old George Birch. Manchester City 10. Exeter 1.
Morgan Rogers has scored against Tottenham again, and it's yet more home disappointment for Thomas Frankenspurs.
Enzo, right-footed, blasts it into the bottom left-hand corner, and that is 5-1 to Chelsea in Leon Rosinia's first game in charge.
Arsenal had a shock early on, but cruised through in the end, and the quadruple is on.
Welbeck left-footed, smashes it in the top corner, and the former Manchester United man, Danny Welbeck, might just have knocked Manchester United out of the FA Cup.
Oh, it was such a good weekend. I love the FA Cup. 124 goals, and we've already had a couple of people saying that Cisse's goal, by the way, was better. Keep those coming in. I need to win this by 5:45. As you can tell, I'm quite competitive. So, yes, keep those texts coming in, 81089. As for Manchester United, well, they were booed off again after losing 2-1 at home to Brighton. Danny Welbeck, oh, what a goal. Keeps up his great form, scoring the winner against his old club. And yes, it is a World Cup year, 35, and still banging in goals like that. Well, it means that United have been knocked out of both cups after just one game for the first time in 43 years. And on talkSPORT, Sir Alex Ferguson's former assistant, Mike Phelan, said the only consistent thing about Manchester United these days is the chaos. And we spoke to interim boss Darren Fletcher.
Well, confidence is low. I think the players have been used to playing in a certain style, and they've got to find a way to win football matches or see out football matches or not concede goals to give yourself a platform to go and play. So that's where the team's at just now, a little bit fragile. You can see they're conceding goals, and you can see when they concede a goal that they find it difficult to respond to. And the only way around that is actually finding ways to dig deep and grind out a result sometimes. You know, hard work, graft, coming together as a team, and that's what they're going to have to do.
Yeah, the quotes of fragile are plastered across all of the back pages, which we'll be getting to in about 10 minutes' time. We're fragile on the back page of the Daily Mail. They've got the Down United with the quotes on the back of the Sun saying Darren Fletcher just fragile, and big picture of fragile, handle with care on the back page of the Daily Star. Well, I saw this tweet from The Athletic saying, from Colin Miller, also adding to this, it puts it into perspective. Under Ineos, Man United backed, then sacked Ten Hag, appointed, then sacked Ashworth, appointed, then sacked Amorim, oversaw the club's worst results in over 50 seasons and the shortest season in over 100 seasons. Caretaker into interim, they haven't yet been in place for 2 years. And it just highlights the turbulence of the reign under Ineos. So the latest coming out of Manchester United this morning is the story in the Times saying that Michael Carrick is the favourite for the Manchester United interim job. Yes, the former Old Trafford midfielder preferred to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who last week we talked about was leading the charge on that one. Apparently he's impressed the hierarchy in talks with the appointment expected in the next 48 hours. So the Times go on to say that they understand that Carrick, who spent 12 years at Manchester United, had a brief spell as caretaker manager. That was back in 2021. Well, he's impressed in those talks and has been out of work since June after he was, remember, sacked by Middlesbrough when he joined in 2022. And on Sunday night, senior United insiders insisted it was not a done deal, but sources now believe that Carrick has moved ahead of Solskjaer and expect him to get the nod. So where do you sit on this, Manchester United fans? Is this underwhelming? What do you think about it? 03717 223344. You can text me 81089. Solskjaer was in the frame, but it looks like Carrick has just nudged ahead of him after talks, and then he'll potentially be the interim, and the appointment will be expected in the next 48 hours. They are saying so. Where do you sit on this, Manchester United fans? Please get in touch with the show. Well, this United fan, Chris, called final word last night after the defeat to Brighton.
That was the worst performance of the season from United, I think. I just genuinely... You guys are talking about who the new manager might be. For me, it doesn't matter who the new manager is. The squad is so poor. And you know what? Bruno Fernandes, he takes a few pelters from United fans. I tell you what, take him out that side. That side is very average. I feel it doesn't matter what manager you have in charge, the players, the vast majority of them players are not good enough to be playing for Manchester United. No.
Yeah, it's going to be a big job for whoever comes in. Michael Carrick, I don't know whether that's underwhelming. I remember speaking to him, and when he was at Middlesbrough, he did a relatively good job at Middlesbrough. But Man United, is that a bit too tough for him? But Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I don't know. It's a big job, and then obviously they need to get the permanent manager sorted for the summer as well. On to Arsenal then. Gabriel Martinelli's gone from zero to hero, hasn't he? He scored a hat-trick as Arsenal came from behind to beat Portsmouth 4-1. The 2 goals that he scored were from set pieces. A great glancing header at the near post before getting another one in from close range as well. So he gets his first senior hat-trick for Arsenal. And his goals come just a few days after he was criticised for manhandling an injured Conor Bradley, who we've now found out will actually be out until the end of the season. Mikel Arteta praised his forward after a pretty difficult few days.
Well, great. He reacted in the right manner. I think the way that Arne Slot spoke after the game and gave his opinion on Gavi's situation and the fact that he had no intention to harm anybody, I think explains probably better than anybody else what football is and how a footballer feels about their colleagues.
And a huge relief at West Ham, who picked up their first win in 2 months. They needed extra time to get past QPR 2-1, and listen to the change in mood for Nuno Espirito Santo.
It changes everything. It changes everything. It changes everything. Your mind, the way you see the next day. You wake up in the morning and you feel good. Changes the environment in the building. It's easier for the players to recover. It's easier for them to accept that they need to give much more. So, yeah, it feels good.
Yes, it certainly does. West Ham needing that win big time. And Nuno, definitely a change in mood for him. So we're asking you this morning, what did you do this weekend that felt really good? Are you a Macclesfield fan, still potentially nursing a hangover after dancing well into the night? Even the owner said that he's off to Ibiza. Don't blame him. Why not? Well, I was off at Craven Cottage this weekend and was treated to some glorious goals at Craven Cottage. Fulham beating Borough. Borough did go ahead, though, through Hayden Hackney, and then they managed to get a really good scoreline of 3-1. Harry Wilson, what a player he is at the moment. Probably, arguably, one of the most informed players in the Premier League. So what did you do this weekend that felt really good? Give me a call, 03717 223344, or you could text me 81089, and we've had plenty of texts coming in about what the best goal of the weekend was. Cisse or Callum Hudson-Odoi, keep those coming in. Katie Shanahan here with you this Monday morning. It is 5:16. Coming up next, we're going to be getting into the back pages and looking back at that Macclesfield upset over Palace. Good morning. A very good morning. How are you doing this Monday? Katie Shanahan here in the chair until 6 o'clock, where Jeff Stelling and Ali McCoy take over with talkSPORT Breakfast. It's Super Ali's first show of the year. Now remember, we are on your DAB radio, your smart speakers, YouTube, of course, and come and say hello on your smart TV as we slowly wake you up to start the week. So here are some of the headlines you're waking up to this Monday morning. Rangers are 3 points off the top of the Scottish Premiership after a 2-0 win at Aberdeen. A fifth straight victory means they go above Celtic and up into second. Hearts are 3 points clear with a game in hand. Chelsea showed they're in the WSL title race by thrashing West Ham 5-0. The champions remain 6 points off the leaders Man City, who won 2-0 against Everton. And stand-in Tottenham captain Mickey van der Ven admits they were nowhere near the levels required during Saturday's painful FA Cup loss at home to Aston Villa. The pressure keeps increasing on Thomas Frank. Just 2 wins in 12 Premier League games. Spurs are 14th in the league, and a no-cut run means that they'll be knocked out as well to sustain them. So Tony Cascarino told Weekend Breakfast that Frank deserves a bit more time.
I always feel that if you employ a manager and if you go for a really difficult time, you still have to give him a chance to see if he can get out of it. Now, when that line, you go past that line, and we're really close to it now, where, you know, out of the FA Cup, the position you're in the league, how you perform just generally this season. So it's really close to the brink for Thomas Frank at the moment. But I still would always give the opportunity of thinking, can he just get out of it? Can you get to the end of January and go, I mean, they might say, well, hold it, it's transfer period. We need to bring in other players. And I totally agree that, yes, of course it affects them.
Do you agree with Cascarino there? Do you think that Thomas Frank deserves more time? It's certainly getting tricky, isn't it? Where do you sit on this, Tottenham fans? We just had a text here from Darren. Good morning, Katie. Good morning, Darren. He goes, it was good listening to talkSPORT 2, the NFL commentary. Yes, that's been over there. He goes, much better than Spurs, just pathetic. This will be my last season as a season ticket holder. It's just not worth it. Well, Darren, do you think that Thomas Frank should have more time? And that's what Cass is saying. So do you agree? Do you think Frank's time is up, or do you think he should have a little bit more? Keep those texts coming in. I'll read a few out very shortly, 81089. And for more on all the day's biggest stories, you can go to talksport.com. Right, this weekend, a lot of people were talking about 1989 when Sutton beat Coventry in the FA Cup third round. But was this the biggest upset we've ever seen?
Crystal Palace win the FA Cup.
This is the biggest achievement what we could give to our supporters. And
so begins the case for the defence. Drawn against the lowest ranked team left in the tournament.
For Macclesfield to be playing the holders, really excited about what's in prospect.
The main thing for me today is got the lads go and enjoy. You know, they've done ever so well to get this far.
This will be a game that will be talked about forevermore. He's fired in. Richard's got his head to it. Oh, Dawson! It is 1-0 Macclesfield.
What a moment, love it. I didn't know how to celebrate, I'm not going to lie to you. It's for the club, it's for the community, it's for everyone, that is.
Oh, he's deflected it in. Stockley Ricketts has made it 2.
Wow. Yeah, these are the moments you play football for.
Listen, that's the FA Cup for you, and stuff like this can happen.
There's also the added poignancy. Less than a month since lost one of the Macclesfield players in that horrendous accident, Ethan McLeod. Always remembered, and that just adds a bit more to this today.
It must be one of the biggest, if not the biggest shock of all time.
Macclesfield, who 5 years ago didn't even exist as a football club, have knocked the holders out.
Oh, it was so good. Yeah, Macclesfield knocking out the holders, Crystal Palace. Bearing in mind, Macclesfield in non-league, they're 117 places below Crystal Palace. I mean, what a shock. Well, the Macclesfield captain, Paul Dawson, will be on breakfast this morning. A heroic performance by him. He had a bandage over his head before scoring the winner. And just to think, some of the Macclesfield players will be back at work today, I'm sure. Wow, what that'll be, returning to work after an incredible weekend. Dawson helps its friend's scented candle business as well as being an academy coach. You've got the goalkeeper, Max Durnley, is a bricklayer. Sam Heathcote is a primary school teacher, and Carlos dos Santos is still at university. And what a day it will be for them. And obviously they'll be going through to the fourth round, so they will be watching and listening, hopefully, to Drive, where we'll have the draw later on for the fourth round. Keep those texts coming in because we've been asking you this morning, what was your best FA Cup goal of the weekend? I've gone with Cisse. And Nick went with Callum Hudson-Odoi's chest and then volley for the Forest goal. And we've had this from Nath. He goes, good morning, Katie. Cisse goal for Stoke, easily the goal of the round. Nath currently driving up the M1. Thank you so much. And that means also that Nick Ellaby has come into the studio for the back pages. We haven't had a text here for Callum Hudson-Odoi just yet. So I think I'm winning 1-0. For Cisse. Cisse currently the best goal of the weekend.
Do it for people's favourite Ali McCoist, because I'll play some AC/DC for him if Callum Hudson-Odoi wins.
There we go. You get a bit of AC/DC or a bit of Earth, Wind and Fire. We will be revealing the winner at 5:45. So keep those texts coming in. Cisse or Callum Hudson-Odoi, 81089. Right, back pages. Where would you like to start?
Well, the most interesting thing I read over the weekend was this piece in The Athletic about this fan, a Hull City fan, who decided that if he was going to go to Millwall this weekend, it would cost him 140 quid on the train, £30 for a match ticket, and about £100 for a hotel. So he instead decided to go to the AFCON to watch Marrakesh, and it was cheaper, right? He got an £80 return flight, 16 quid for the ticket, and £100 for a hotel in Marrakesh for the night.
That's mad, isn't it?
It is crazy. Well, it's a damning indictment on Britain's rail system. But good on this absolute great fan, Scott Wood, apparently, Hull City fan. He swapped that pre-Christmas trip to Millwall for a January jaunt to watch the Africa Cup of Nations in Marrakesh because it was cheaper. I mean, maybe it's something we should all be doing. Semi-finals this week, Morocco versus Nigeria, Egypt versus Senegal. Also, Qatar apparently in talks to host the Women's Club World Cup. That's going to disrupt the domestic European season in 27-28. And FIFA not saying whether there'll be any former bidding process for that or not. Don't know if you've seen that Arsenal are hosting this sort of inaugural, it's kind of a Club World Cup short version, isn't it?
Yeah.
Corinthians are going to come and play. There's a team from Morocco. And there's also, is it New York, Gotham City or something from New York?
Yeah.
So anyway, that's Brentford and Arsenal this month.
Yes, it is. Yes.
And very finally, sad news for Conor Bradley, whose season is over. He didn't suffer an ACL cruciate ligament when he got injured last week playing at the Emirates. Liverpool went to Arsenal, but apparently significant damage to the ligaments and the bone, and that's terrible news for Northern Ireland ahead of their World Cup playoff as well. So Conor Bradley not going to play in that, and potentially if Northern Ireland make the World Cup, he won't feature there either. But most of the back pages, putting the stick in the boot in to Manchester United, who continue to be hilariously bad.
Yes, pictures of Darren Fletcher with his arms wide out saying earn your future at Man United. But interesting about Michael Carrick being the favourite for the Manchester United interim job before they do the permanent job as well. So lots of pictures of Man United, a bit of Martinelli. That was a good response from him. And then Danny Welbeck certainly enjoying his time at Old Trafford. Nick, thank you very much for now.
No, nice one. Cheers.
Thank you. Keep those texts coming in, 81089. You're listening to Katie Shanahan here on talkSPORT this morning. talkSPORT Breakfast is coming up at 6 o'clock with Jeff Stelling and Super Ali McCoist back for his first show of 2026. Up next, we're going to be looking through the front pages, plus how you can win an all-expenses trip paid to watch the Super Bowl. How amazing is that, right? 5:28, good morning.
What football ground are you thinking of when someone says this?
Really tough place to go. Difficult place to go. Such a tough place to go.
It's a tough place to go at the moment.
It was a really difficult place to go.
But what are the toughest places to go, really? We've had a look. Forget a cold, wet Tuesday night in Stoke. Try a blizzard 220 miles inside the Arctic Circle. When Chelsea lost at Tromsø in Norway in the Cup Winners' Cup, a massive snowstorm hit at half-time. These two boys and their brooms were absolutely no match for it. We're staying in Scandinavia for Scotland's toughest away day on the side of a cliff in the Faroe Islands in Euro 2000 qualifying. The pitch at Toftir was like a cow field, never mind those gale force winds. The Faroe Islands part-timers equalised in stoppage time. Cue Scandi scenes. But away trips don't come tougher than playing Bolivia at altitude in La Paz. Or so we thought. The Bolivians have now taken home advantage to another level, literally 500 metres further up the Andes to the country's highest city, El Alto, 4,100 metres above sea level. Meanwhile, the loudest stadium in world football officially is the Ali Sami Yen, where Galatasaray fans set a world record of 131 decibels. That's louder than Motorhead. But our most intimidating away day is in Wales. Prison team HMP Prescoed was briefly kicked out the Gwent League over concerns about young opposition having to go in there. Now that's a tough place to go.
Good morning, Katie Shanahan here on Early Sports Breakfast. We are building up to talkSPORT Breakfast as it's the return of Jess Stelling and Ali McCoist, who is making his first return of 2026. They will be here in 25 minutes time at 6 a.m. on talkSPORT Breakfast. But for now, for the next 25 minutes, you are stuck with me as we are going to be going through the front pages very shortly. And then, of course, looking ahead to Liverpool against Barnsley, the last game of the FA Cup third round. But for now, here are some of the headlines you're waking up to this Monday morning. Conor Bradley will miss Northern Ireland's World Cup playoffs. He needs knee surgery. The Liverpool left-back will miss the rest of the season. Harlequins are through to the knockout stages of Rugby Union's Champions Cup. Quins thrashed previously unbeaten Stormers 61-10. Prem leaders Northampton were already through but suffered a heavy 50-28 defeat to holders Bordeaux. That means that Saints could get a tricky away tie. Saracens beat Toulouse to all but reach the last 16. Munster need to wait after losing a close one, 27-25. That was away to Toulon. And defending champion Sean Murphy is out of the Masters after a shock 6-2 loss to China's Wu Yitze on the opening day of this year's tournament at Ali Pali. Four-time world champion Mark Selby also suffered a shock early exit. He was beaten 6-2 by Chinese debutant Zhao Gudong. And following the NFL playoffs, our correspondent Will Gavin has sent us this report.
Will Gavin live here in Philadelphia, where wildcard weekend in the NFL kept rolling with, well, two absolute barnstormers to kick it off. The Jacksonville Jaguars going down 27-24 to the Buffalo Bills after Josh Allen once more put his Superman cape on in the fourth quarter. 4 fourth quarter lead changes in a brilliant back and forth battle that finished 27-24. The Bills advanced to the divisional round. And then the big shock of the weekend, the 49ers going into Philadelphia, banged up, bruised, injured, but despite being 6-point underdogs, come out with the victory. 23-19, the defense turned up in a massive way, and they face their arch rival Seattle next weekend. And then the Sunday night games rounded off with the New England Patriots getting their first playoff win since 2018. 16-3 over the Chargers, far from a classic, but Drake May turned up in the fourth quarter, the MVP candidate, and sent them to the next round. Monday night, live on talkSPORT 2, Steelers-Texans finishes off the wildcard round, and then we move on to the divisional round just a few weeks away from Super Bowl 60.
Oh, can't wait. Going to be so good. Right, you can also head over to talkSPORT's USA YouTube for more NFL content. And for more on the day's biggest stories, you can also head over to talksport.com. And on the subject of NFL, it's competition time.
Be there for Super Bowl 60 on talkSPORT.
Yes, our latest competition has landed, and this is your chance to be at the greatest show on earth, the Super Bowl, on Sunday, the 8th of February. As well as a pair of tickets, we're chucking in flights to San Francisco, 3 nights accommodation and spending money. Don't worry, it is all covered. Listen up, here's how to enter. For your chance to win, text WIN to 83338. Text costs £2.50 plus your standard network rate, or call 0343 418 7260. That's 0343 418 7260. Lines close up the 22nd of January 2026 at 4 o'clock. That's when you'll need to answer your phone if it rings. 18 plus, UK residents only. This is a network promotion. Full T's and C's at talksport.com. So for your chance to win, text WIN to 83338 now, and a very good luck.
Be there for Super Bowl 60 on talkSPORT.
Thank you also for all of your texts this morning. You are listening to us across the world. We've had this from Chris. Good morning. This is Chris. Good morning. Originally from Leamington Spa, but I currently live in Sweden. Listening from a minus 17 in Gothenburg. Great show. I listen every time. Thank you so much, Chris. We've also had here Aloha early breakfast show. I'm listening in Hawaii. Born in Birmingham, Blue Nose. Keep up the great work. That's Kevin. Keep right on. That's listening all the way from Hawaii. Thank you so much, Kevin. Also, a few more here. This is, I love this. Katie, lying awake, listening to you in Búzios, 3 hours north of Rio de Janeiro in Brazil. Have a great day in the cold. That's from Russell Chertsey. Thank you so much, Russell. So we've got Hawaii, we've got Brazil, and we've got Sweden. I think that's pretty good. Keep those texts coming in, 81089. Also about whether you prefer the Stoke goal or the Callum Hudson-Odoi goal, because we're asking you what was the best goal of the FA Cup the weekend. I'm saying Lamine Cisse from the weekend. I thought that was a fantastic goal. I think of the 124 goals scored across the weekend, that was definitely my pick of the bunch. Nick is going with the Callum Hudson-Odoi, chested it down and then volleyed it into the back of the neck from close range. So do you agree with me or Nick? We are going to be revealing the winner very, very shortly. So keep those texts coming in, 81089. Okay, let's move on to transfer news now, as we understand that Southampton goalkeeper Gavin Bazunu's loan to Stoke is almost done. There is an option to buy. Stoke's Victor Johansson is out injured at the moment. We're also told Spurs forward Mathys Tel is open to a loan move as he tries to make France's World Cup squad. And we are hearing that Aston Villa are interested in picking up Roma's Tammy Abraham on loan as backup for Ollie Watkins, as well as exploring a move for Atletico Madrid's Conor Gallagher. For more on all the latest transfer news, you can head over to talksport.com.
Transfer window. Breaking news on talkSPORT with Intuit QuickBooks. Tackle your self-assessment with Intuit QuickBooks. Search QuickBooks to find out more.
Okay, so it is time now for this.
It's a front page throwdown.
Oh, what a move!
The front page is first on the early sports breakfast.
Talk Sport.
And it is a very good morning. Back again for Nick.
Hello.
Hello.
Might find some things out about you this morning, which I always like to do in the front pages.
Oh, here we go. Where are we starting?
First question. You're a Donald Trump fan?
Nice and easy.
Why are you laughing?
Can you be a fan? Yeah.
You know we like to steer clear of politics on this channel.
Yeah, I was going to say, let's steer clear of that one.
But at least 10 World Cup matches could be trumped by US travel bans. There's some talk about potentially players like Man United's Amad Diallo being in trouble about, will they be able to get into the USA for the World Cup? They've got this sort of new visa rules where visitors to the USA have to share 5 years of social media history before they go there. So if you've got any anti-Trump tweets on you, just delete them now.
Delete.
You've had any travel nightmares? Ever been refused entry anywhere?
I've been refused entry anywhere. No.
Got turned away at the border from.
Never got turned away. I was questioned quite a lot once when I arrived in the US because I actually lived out in the US.
Oh,
I went to the University of North Carolina where I got a hockey scholarship.
I knew we'd learn some stuff.
So we'd learned some stuff. So Michael Jordan's University. So I was out there in Raleigh, Durham, and so I lived the American college lifestyle. I went to frat parties, sorority parties. I did all of that. Red Cups. It is exactly like the movies. I did a cake stand. It was very funny. And obviously having an English accent went down a storm.
I'm sure it did.
Yes, I was very popular.
I bet you were.
They were I genuinely had about 10 people every day on the campus just overhearing my voice and coming up to me and going, oh my God, say that again. And I was like, what? They were like, just say something. And I'd be like, hello. And they were like, ah. Then they'd run away, and I was tapped on the shoulder every single day.
It really is
all
like
the time.
that scene in Love Actually when the guy comes back with the
yes.
two American.
Yes, it's exactly that. But I was the female version.
Incredible. Do you ever see kids selling lemonade on the street?
I used to do this. I used to sell SodaStream.
Where? On campus?
Oh, sorry. No, when I was a kid.
I'm just talking about movie cliches.
Oh, right, movie cliches. No, I used to sell SodaStream when I was a kid on the street, and then people probably felt sorry for me. And I actually bought some of my SodaStreams.
That's incredible. Do you have any tattoos?
I do not.
Ever thinking about getting one?
I have actually thought about one, but I just don't know what to get.
Okay, well, we'll text in 81089. What tattoo should Katie Shanahan get?
What tattoo shall I get? Guys, I need some inspiration.
Maybe, I've got one. I'm thinking about getting another one.
Where's your one?
On my chest.
Oh, nice. What's it say?
It's a symbol, Soundgarden. It's like grunge band from the 90s.
Oh, wow.
I'm thinking about getting another one on my arm. I'd like to have loads, but it's, you've got to think about it for a while before you get them.
Yeah, you do. That's the thing. I don't want to just get like a star on my ankle or a turtle on my foot.
Well,
I'd rather get a meaningful one.
David Bowie's widow Iman's got a tattoo to honour his 10th anniversary of his death. Apparently, Bowie died of liver cancer January the 10th, 2016. Now, Iman's gone and got a tattoo. She's got kind of abstract shapes, but that's kind of abstractly spell out the word Bowie. She said she posted online about it. She said the pain didn't vanish. It left in its place a loving, permanent mark. And there's a picture of a man getting her. It's on her sort of forearm inside. Hurts there, apparently.
Yeah, because Garnacho's got that tattoo of those quotes on his neck. And whenever he does an interview, I'm always like, that must have been so painful.
Yeah.
On his neck.
The most painful place is straight onto the bone.
Oh, okay.
So I had a bit on the middle on your rib cage. If it's when there's no muscle to protect it. So people say apparently the shin bone is one of the most painful places to get.
Surely what about the bottom of your foot? Because that's so sensitive.
Yeah,
or your tongue or your lip.
People get their tattoos inside their mouth, don't they?
No.
Maybe that's one for you.
No. Can you imagine? I've got one.
North London forever on your bottom lip.
Whatever the weather on my bottom lip. Yeah.
Just finally, people who feed seagulls could face fines in the bid to stop the marauding birds going on the attack.
Oh wow! They are vicious, especially in the summer.
So Eyemouth in Berwickshire, up in the north, said apparently 7 children in 2024 were left with gashes to their scalps in 1 month. Scottish Borders Council is considering a ban on feeding seabirds. I also saw a woman in handcuffs for feeding seagulls in London. I'm not quite sure. I saw that on social media. I'll check that out if that's actually true. But
that's savage.
Yeah.
I mean, if you must have a seagull attacking story.
No. In Venice, one stole my wife's ice cream. A full ice cream.
Also, I don't know how they just
Had to buy her another one.
hold of it, because I was the same. I remember being in Padstow in Cornwall. I was literally talking to a friend, and I had the ice cream in my left hand. And I turned round, and this huge seagull was like trying to pick up the what is it, scoop?
Yeah.
And then just flew off with the scoop, and I was left with the cone. And I was like, how's he done that?
Absolutely brazen, aren't they?
Yeah, and then I had to go and get another one. And also, they're not cheap. It was like £4.20 or whatever. So yeah, seagulls on the attack.
Well, in Eyemouth, apparently they're looking at this bylaw to reduce aggressive behaviour. So, got to do something about it.
Got to do something about it. They are taking over. Thank you so much for now. You're leaving me with tattoos, tattoo talk this morning. Right, keep those texts coming in about whether you agree with me or Nick's goal, the Callum Hudson-Odoi volley, or with me, the Lamine Cisse finish for Stoke. Which is your best? What was your best FA Cup goal from the weekend? Keep those texts coming in. 81089. Right, up next, we're going to be looking ahead to tonight's remaining FA Cup fixture. Can Barnsley give us a bit more joy with a win against 8-time FA Cup winners Liverpool? The time is 5:47. Good morning. remember. Yes, that means that I've won today's game, because we were asking you this morning, what was the best FA Cup goal of the weekend? And I said Levine Cisse, producer Nick, is dancing behind the glass. He's absolutely going for it. And this is, by the way, my favourite song of all time. Absolute chaos behind the screens. Yes, that was my weekend banger of the weekend. You are listening to Katie Shanahan here on talkSPORT with Early Sports Breakfast. Jeff Stelling and Ali McCoist will be on their way in 8 minutes' time at 6 a.m. And yes, that means that I won your votes. Plenty of votes coming in. This from Nace saying, good morning, Cisse goal for Stoke was easily the goal of the round. Hope that drive on the M1 is going okay. Thanks, you text in this morning. A load of your texts this morning. We've had texts from Hawaii, Brazil and Sweden. So keep those texts coming in. 810 89. Nick, we should play that game every show we do. Let's see if you can win it next time. I won 1-0 to the Shanahan. There we go. Okay, right. Coming up on talkSPORT today, Liverpool against Barnsley, the last game of the FA Cup third round. The draw will be on Drive later on this afternoon for the fourth round. As for Liverpool, their boss Arne Slot says he'll put out a strong team against Barnsley tonight. That's to avoid what happened last season. Remember, they were knocked out by Plymouth in the fourth round of the competition, and Slot says their situation is different now.
I'm not sure, because we all know in FA Cup or in cup competitions things can happen, but you cannot compare Plymouth away with the players we played back then to Barnsley at home.
Yes, so Liverpool against Barnsley is live for you on talkSPORT from 7 o'clock. Kickoff for this one is 7:45. You can download the talkSPORT app and you can just swipe between our stations and listen to it as much as you want. We've also got today's FA Cup fourth round draw, as I just said there. You can listen to in Drive. I believe it's from 6:30. So our top story for today is we understand that Manchester United will make a decision on their new manager today. Michael Carrick is now the front runner after both he and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer presented their cases to the club's hierarchy. Former assistant Mike Phelan told us it's a huge job to satisfy the fans.
Yeah, you get frustrated because, listen, I'm privileged to sit here because I've been there, seen it and done it. And it's not easy. It takes a lot of work to win football matches. Even in the day when we were winning, Sir Alex was winning. You know, I can remember walking out of that dugout there and walking down that stretch there to the Stretford end of shouting, Phelan, sort it out, and we're 0-0. You know what I mean? It's not as if we're behind. Now the frustrations are bigger than that because there's things on and off the field that supporters feel as though they're aware of but don't actually know. Now, I'm not sure it's here to tell them everything, but I think there's got to be some sort of mechanism out there where this is what we're trying to do, this is where we're trying to go, and this is how we're going to do it. But ultimately, it's a big job. It's a big job to win. It's a big job to be a manager of Manchester United, and it's a big job to satisfy these supporters who a lot of the time have had some serious success, and they still want that.
They certainly have, and we've just heard from a Man United fan this morning. Sammy, good morning. Katie says, why get rid of Darren Fletcher to get in someone until the summer to bring in someone new again, just playing with managers' jobs? Let Darren Fletcher have the job until we get in a permanent name. It does seem like a lot of chopping and changing, doesn't it? And then who's going to be the permanent boss? Are they going to wait for someone like Thomas Tuchel or Enzo Maresca or Pochettino potentially after the World Cup? Those are some of the names, or even Oliver Glasner, who will actually take over the job full time. Well, the boys on breakfast, who will be here very shortly, will get into all of this. Of course, Jeff and Ali on the way very shortly. And I can see Ali McCoist actually smashing through the last of his Christmas shortbreads, ready for his first show of 2026. Just time to play you this, as Alan Brazil had a few too many biscuits on Friday before talking about the Beckham's family feud.
Honestly, I can't have this.
Well, you only get one mum and dad, don't you? I know people do fall out with their family, but you've got to try and solve it
By
somehow.
the way, I don't think they could have done any more for the kids, sorry.
No.
I've just had a biscuit go down the wrong way. I really don't I don't think David and Victoria could have done any more for the kids.
Biscuit's gone down the wrong way. Where's the biscuit gone then?
Too many biscuits for Alan Brazil. It's that old croissants. Love Alan. Alan will be back on Wednesday, of course. Right, here's what else is coming up on breakfast this morning. Yes, a bit of AC/DC for the super Ali McCoist, who'll be back on his first show of 2026. Yes, Jeff and Ali back in the hot seats. Coming up on the show on breakfast, you've got 1996 Formula One world champion Damon Hill will be on the show. Macclesfield captain Paul Dawson is on to talk about the greatest FA Cup upset of all time. And former player and now a football agent Paul Howard is chatting to the boys as well. So you've got a nice busy show to kick off your week this Monday morning. But for now, you have been listening to Early Sports Breakfast with me, Katie Shanahan, this morning. Thanks for all of your texts. We've had texts from Hawaii, we've had texts from Sweden, and we've also had this from Brazil. Lying awake listening to you in Buzios, 3 hours north of Rio de Janeiro in Brazil. Have a great day in the cold. That's from Russell Chertsey. And have a great day, everyone. I'll be back very shortly. Jeff and Ali on the way next.